let's learn the first line of the Pallavi of Rupamu Juchi. This beautiful Varnam, which is such a masterpiece of Srimati Rukmini Devi, is something which has so many layers to be uncovered. Right? So, it's very important for us to understand the iconography of Tyagaraja when you actually take on this piece. It's not just any Shiva piece, but it is Tyagaraja, and we need to bear in mind. So, let's start with the first idea. So, you have the hand which goes like this. Rupamu Juchi Vanachi Bachitini. So, when you're showing Rupamu, you're showing the chest of Tyagaraja and saying, I want to see it. And with a lot of expectation, I've come here. So, what is so important about the chest of Tyagaraja? If you see the Tyagaraja image, it is covered with flowers till here. Then what are you talking about? Chest, hand, legs, everything. But what Tyagaraja is meant to have is a mantra, an entire plate which has the Rahasya mantra, which means the secret mantra which has been inscribed. So, when this devotee comes to watch, it's not just the Tyagaraja and all the fanfare of the temple, but the devotee wants to have a sight of that symbolism which he stands for, right? So, when you're doing this, Rupamu, this one is that what is written which is not seen, right? Juchi. I want to get one glimpse of that. With great expectation, I've come here, right? So, the second one is more the actual beauty of the image, the beauty of the flowers which are there, the majesty of his Simhasanam, the Veera Khadgam, Jnana Khadgam. You will look into that in the iconography of Tyagaraja. But the idea is to take in all the grandiose beauty of that image, right? The second one goes like this. Rupamu Juchi Vachi Vachitini. So, when you look at this hand, it says, you're almost as though you're hearing everybody talk about that beauty. Rupamu Juchi. Look at that spectacle that is Tyagaraja. Juchi. And then Vachi Vachitini. When you're doing this, it's a very different movement to say I want, to have a glance. This is to get or steal or take. Why that one here? It's almost that I want my eyes to capture all the beauty that is there in front of me. So, it's important that you make this not just one shoulder movement, but I say, I want to own all of that. I want to take in all of that, right? That's the second idea. Now, let's go to the third one. This is also a phenomenal hand. Tyagaraja, you don't see anything more than the face. But we know from the legends and from all the scriptures that's been written that he's a Soma Skanda, which means he, Uma and Skanda are there. But we don't see Skanda at all. We see Uma and him only till the face. So this one is where, and when you show Nataraja's figure, you have Damaru and Agni on the sides. But when you see Somaskanda, it is with the Maru, which is the axe, and Man, which is the deer. So when this hand comes as Rupamu Juchi Vachitini, you're coming to say your form as Somaskanda, I think and am eagerly expectant. Please do let me have that vision. You are not seeing it. You are having that in mind, thinking if it is Somaskanda, he would be like this. And my heart is full of imagining of you, but I want to see once. See, that's such a brilliant idea, not to say I want to see, but to say in my heart, I know, I have a feeling of how you look, but please allow me to come and see, right? And the other thing which Shiva is known for is his red hair, right? And that red hair, like you can see even in Nataraja, the Nataraja image, this hair is such a brilliant piece of, of the spectacle. It's not just one quiet something. The jata is really something which makes an impression on you. It's the same. So when you are progressing through a varnam, you need to increase the intensity of what you are saying. It's just like normal things, like when we speak and you want to make a point, you repeat it, but you don't repeat it the same way. You increase the intensity of your repetition. Same way here, when you look at this, Rupamu Juchi Vachitini. So when you are saying, there is magic when you're saying like corals or like anything which is red, red, and imagine that spreading hair, and it goes all the way, though the older choreography makes you want to follow your hand. You can, but if you can establish that Shiva and then follow the hand, it will create that much more an impact. Let's try again. Rupamu Juchi Vachitini. So when you are saying this one, think that your heart has just gone without you to him when it sees that amazing jata that he has, right? And then this one again is a very, very beautiful idea, which is about the Man and Maru, which I told you about. The Somaskanda Murti will have this. But more than that, Man, the deer, stands for Maya, which means it leaves you in one kind of a dizzy, right? And Tyagaraja is meant to be in a state of Raja Yogam, which means there is action and there is serenity. See, it's not quiet peace, it is active peace, right? So, when the Man comes, which he holds in his hand, Juchi, he can win over all of that Maya with his axe. Again, a phenomenal genius of Srimati Rukmini Devi. Like I said, you never see more than the face. But there are 2 times of the year when one of the feet is shown to the public and the other feet is shown at one time. So there's one Panguni and one Arudra Darshanam, in which the right leg and the left leg are shown to the public. So she is not saying, I want to see your hands, I want to see this. She is immediately showing the feet of Tyagaraja. What a beautiful way to approach it, right? So let's do that. Rupamu Juchi Vachi Vachi Rupamu Juchi Vachi Vachi. So when you do this, I think that whole idea of the Arudra Darshanam and Panguni Uttram and how important that those 2 feet are, because you don't see the rest of it the whole year. Imagine how much, intensity in the devotees' hearts when they come together, right? So this is your first line, and you have a small Sanchari. And it's also equally interesting that she's brought in the idea of the Lingodbhava form. Lingodbhava form is where Shiva stands as a tall pillar of fire which has no beginning and end. So it's one big pillar of fire which is going as deep as it is going high. And Brahma and Vishnu try to reach, Brahma tries to reach the top, Vishnu tries to reach the feet, but they're not able to see it. What does it actually signify? Brahma is the creator and he's also the husband of Saraswati, which means when you are learned, you do feel quite strong about your knowledge, right? And say, I can reach wherever I want with knowledge. When you are rich, Vishnu's wife is Lakshmi. When you are rich, you also feel, oh yeah, I can buy my way through. But there are certain things which comes because of practice and sadhana and lifelong trying and humility. That is what this stands for. That is why when Brahma searches and Vishnu searches, they don't get to see the head and the feet of Shiva, and he stands as this huge pillar of fire. And you're not stopping there. You're saying they did not see, but you know what? I am constantly at your service. So one is complete dedication where I am in tune with you and I'm constantly at your worship. So when I come, you can't do the same thing what you did to Brahma and Vishnu and send me away. So that's the idea behind it. It's such a beautiful, it's a very short Sanchari, but it can really mean a lot if you internalize it. So let's try. So now it's the Sanchari part. Rupamu Juchi Vachi Vachi. So when you are doing this, it's Brahma, and Brahma's search itself was based on arrogance. Look at me, I will go and find out, it's going to take me just that much time. So it's a lot more vehement and arrogant. So when you're doing this, Rupamu, you don't need to do anything, but just the way you hold yourself can show that I think no end of myself. Rupamu Juchi Vachi Vachi. Even I don't know, it's like, how can I not get it? That kind of vehemence. Now look at Vishnu. Rupamu Juchi Vachi Chiti Rupamu Juchi Vachitini. So when you're doing Vishnu, he has the Shankha and Chakra, and he changes his form to a boar and splits open the earth, because a boar digs in. No, this one is flying, but this is digging in. And when he searches, even while he searches, he understands. I don't know. I surrender. But Brahma, when he says this, he is not surrendering. And that is why that whole story of him going up and he sees a flower which is falling from Shiva's head, and he says, listen, I've seen you, so can you just vouch for me, saying that I've seen the head of Shiva. The flower also says, it's okay, I'll tell. And the whole point is, before the flower agrees for this deal, it says, oh, I saw several Brahmas when I was falling down from his head. You're one among many. So you can imagine the whole idea of saying endless is the idea behind all this mythology. Right? So when you're doing Vishnu, even this search is a much humbler search. Juchi, and like that, he stands, the three-eyed one, which is also symbolizing wisdom, right? You are vehement only as long as you don't know. When you know, you are humble. So when he stands as this huge pillar of fire, which he just shows with the eye on his forehead. And then you come to the devotee. Rupamu Juchi Vachitini. So you're saying, I have been at your service and I have come from there to Tiruvarur. And now aren't you going to show me your form? It's such a beautiful composition, and it's important that we understand the flavor of Tiruvarur, flavor of Tyagaraja, and what is the symbolism behind all of this. Now, practice.